Janet Blair, April 23, 1921 – February 19, 2007, was a big band singer who went on to become a popular American film and television actress. Early years. Born Martha Janet Lafferty in Altoona, Pennsylvania. She took her acting surname from Blair County, Pennsylvania. Blair was the daughter of musically oriented parents, Mr. and Mrs. Fred B. Lafferty. Her father led the choir and sang solos in his church, and her mother played both piano and organ. She had a brother, Fred Jr., and a sister, Louise. Film. Blair began her acting career on film in 1941, being placed under contract to Columbia Pictures. Before that, she was a featured singer in the Hal Kemp Orchestra. During World War II, she appeared as the pin-up girl in the March 1944 issue of Yag magazine. She made a string of successful pictures, although she is today best remembered for playing Rosalind Russell's sister in My Sister Eileen, 1942, and Rita Hayworth's best friend in Tonight and Every Night, 1945. In the 1947 film The Fabulous Dorseys, Blair returned to her musical roots, portraying a singer. In the late 1940s, Blair had star billing in the crime drama I Love Trouble as well as in The Fuller Brush Man, a comedy with Red Skelton, but was dropped by Columbia and did not return to pictures for several years. She made a rare dramatic appearance in the 1962 British horror film Night of the Eagle. She played the wife of Tony Randall in another film that year, the comedy Boys' Night Out, which starred James Garner and Kim Novak. Stage. In 1950, Blair took the lead role of Nellie Forbush in the U.S. touring production of the stage musical South Pacific, making more than 1,200 performances in 3 years. Quote, "I never missed a performance," she noted proudly. During the tour, she also got married to second husband, producer-director Nick Mayo, and they became parents of Amanda and Andrew. Blair also starred in the Broadway comedy You Never Can Tell in 1953. Clubs. Blair was a star musical performer in premier nightclubs and supper clubs like the Empire Room at the Waldorf Astoria in New York. Television. In 1955, Blair starred as Venus in a live production of One Touch of Venus on NBC TV. Blair appeared on television in various variety show guest appearances, saying, "I think I appeared on the Milton Berle Show more than any other guest," and hosted, with John Raitt and Edie Adams, the 1958 summer replacement for the Dinah Shore Chevy Show for the vacationing star Dinah Shore. She was a cast member during the 1956-57 TV season on Caesar's Hour, a comedy variety series starring Sid Caesar. She appeared as a guest panelist on the June 9, 1957, episode of What's My Line? On television in 1971. Janet co-starred with Henry Fonda in The Smith Family, a comedy-drama series on ABC featuring Ron Howard as their son. Her last performance on television was in a 1991 episode of Murder, She Wrote, starring Angela Lansbury. Radio. On radio, Blair co-starred with George Raft in Broadway, a 1942 episode of Lux Radio Theatre on CBS. Recording. Blair recorded an album of standards entitled Flame Out for the Deco label, which included ballads like Don't Explain and Then You've Never Been Blue. Quote, "Personal life. Blair was married twice. Her first marriage was to musical arranger and conductor Louis Ferdinand Bush on July 12, 1943, at Lake Arrowhead, California. The two had met 4 years earlier when Blair sang for Hal Kemp's band and Bush was Kemp's pianist and arranger. They divorced in March 1950. She married television producer Nick Mayo in 1952, with whom she had 2 children, Andrew and Amanda. They divorced in 1971. Death. On February 19, 2007, Blair died of complications from pneumonia, aged 85, at St. John's Health Center in Santa Monica, California. She was survived by a daughter and a son. Filmography: 3 Girls About Town, 1941. Charity Banner, Blondie Goes to College, 1942. Laura Wadsworth, 2 Yanks in Trinidad, 1942. Patricia Dare, Broadway, 1942. Billy Moore, My Sister Eileen, 1942. Eileen Sherwood, Something to Shout About, 1943. Jeannie Maxwell, Once Upon a Time, 1944. Jeannie Thompson, Tonight and Every Night, 1945. Judy Kane, Tars and Spars, 1946. Christine Bradley, Gallant Journey, 1946. Regina Guinea Cleary, The Fabulous Dorseys, 1947. Jane Howard, I Love Trouble, 1948. Norma Shannon aka Gretchen Brieger, The Black Arrow, 1948. Joanna Sedley, The Fuller Brush Man, 1948. Anne Elliot, Public Pigeon No. 1, 1957. Edith Enders, Night of the Eagle, U.S. Burn, Witch, Burn, 1962. Tansy Taylor, Boys Night Out, 1962. Marge Drayton, The One and Only, Genuine, Original Family Band, 1968. Katie Bauer, One Ton Ton, The Dog Who Saved Hollywood, 1976. President's Girl 3, Television, Radio, Lux Radio Theatre, 1946. Gallant Journey, This Is Hollywood, 1946. Along Came Jones. Discography: Flame Out, 1959. Deco. Further reading: Oderman, Stuart. Talking to the Piano Player 2. Manor Media. 2009. ISBN 1-59393-320-7. Janet Blair on IMDb. Janet Blair at Allmovie. Janet Blair at the Internet Broadway Database. Daily Telegraph obituary. Photos of Janet Blair in Columbia Pictures 1940s films by Ned Scott.